Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Well, after a bit of a struggle with my first go at the Scrawlr Challenge for January, this is what I ended up with. This beautiful concertina sketchbook. It was a struggle. I'll leave a link to yesterday's video in case you're interested to have a look. I think what I'm going to do now, let's go to the desk a minute. What I'm going to do now is cheat a little bit. Now I've got the first challenge piece out the way without cheating at all. I'm going to allow myself to enjoy the rest of this gorgeous sketchbook however I like. If that means bringing in different supplies, then that's fine. I also did end up cutting out my first attempt, and I think I probably will do some more cutting into this book, some sort of peeping through holes and pop-up bits like this, just really simple stuff. It'll just make it more fun. I've got all of the other side to go as well. One thing that occurs to me, because I really enjoyed this vivid blue that I got using the ballpoint pen that came in the box and the Derwent blender pen, which I think we were meant to use with the pencils, but I really love this deep kind of cobalt blue that I got using these two together. So one idea that I've got is to do a kind of almost Zentangle kind of style doodles and lots of cut throughs and things into this book, just using these two. I might even bring in some other biros because I don't know how long either of those will last. There's a lot of paper here. So, and then the pencils that came in the kit, the Derwent colouring pencils. Personally, I didn't find, it might be me, I don't have a lot of experience of colour pencil work, oops, but I really struggled to get these to layer up on this paper. So I thought I'm going to try again, have another go at the plate of seafood linguine that I tried to do yesterday, and this time I'm going to cheat and use it in this Frisk cartridge paper that we got in a previous Scrawlr box. This doesn't actually say it's good for pens, markers, pencils and much more. It's smooth, but it's not as smooth. Yeah, I think it's got a bit more. I'm just hoping it might work a bit better, these pencils. If not, I will give it up. But I really wanted to do this picture that I had in my head of this plate of linguine. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is use the dark grey. So this is the colours we've got. You can see, I was saying yesterday, it's quite a cool colour palette for food. I really would love to have just take out one of those greys and give me a yellow instead. Would have been much more useful. And this is very, very pale, but interestingly it does kind of work almost, I found yesterday, almost as a resist once you've got a layer of this down to other colours. And I quite enjoyed also losing things everywhere. It is using this the sandpaper to just grate a little bit of the pencil and then use the dust that creates to give a kind of background. Quite enjoyed doing that as well, so a bit of that may come into it, but we'll see. So I think I'm going to use the dark grey colour, gunmetal, just as a kind of a neutral colour to kind of outline. It's a bit complicated where I've got all this kind of linguine. I'm not doing much of it because it's too fiddly. So I think I'm going to do that. I've got sort of a photo reference, but I couldn't find quite what I wanted, so I'm going to have to make it up a little bit. But we'll see. I really just want to see if I'm right that these pencils will work a bit better on a different paper. We'll see. Either way, love all the supplies, but as occasionally happens, I love them. I don't like the way they all work together always. Just maybe my incompetence. So I'm going to sort of give myself a bit of an outline now with this grey colour, and then I'll go in with the colour. So I'll come back when I've got the outline, because that'll be definitely boring to watch. Okay, so I've done kind of an outline sketch with this dark grey. I'm still finding it's not, I'm finding it quite hard to get a depth of colour on this paper, but I'm hoping that with layering now it's going to work. I will try blending together the colours I've got as best I can. I might try out the blending pen as well, and I might use a little bit of the ballpoint pen. Because I found that before with this experiment, it just completely overwhelmed. And in fact, with the one that I finished, it's just so much darker a colour, so much more intense a colour, that it kind of overwhelmed the rest a little bit. So yeah, okay, right, I'm gonna go in there and I will speed through and I'll come back and see it at the end. I hope you can see well enough. The last one didn't really come out that well, but as bright as I can get it in here. I think with the pasta bit, I'm just going to go over all of it with this kind of light, what's it called, pale peach colour, and I might just do just in the sort of darker parts of it, see if I can create a bit of depth with the red, because the kind of, I'm just going to imagine that there's a red sauce. So I just want that to be yellow. And it's definitely layering up better on this paper, I think. I'm using the pale peach now almost as a blender pencil. Let's just see what this blender would do though. Oh, it's got a bit of blue in it now. Let's make sure the blue's gone. It's stained the tip from all the blue with the ballpoint pen I was doing yesterday, but it's not coming out, so so that's kind of blended the red, the peach and the purple together a bit. Yeah, I might do a bit more of that as well. This is going to take me quite a while. I'm going to get the pasta done first, because I won't be able to put the light colour over the top of the darks afterwards. I need to get the pasta in first and then do the shells, I think. And I know that from a couple of tips people have given me already, it's better to do light pressure and layer to build up the colour and to blend. It's just like with when I was trying that before, I couldn't get it to layer. I know it's a question of I need more practice, but I'm already finding I'm enjoying using these more on this darker paper. I think I'm gonna, this certainly isn't the colour I'd be choosing to work with. I will try just for this piece to not add any more colours from my stash. Maybe if I mix the red with the dark grey, what will that do? So if I do a light layer of the dark grey, a bit of the purple. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of being able to layer these colours better now than I was before. Let's try the blender again. Yeah, I must say I quite like the way the blender pen kind of smooths out the transition, and I seem to be able to work into it again over the top of that, so that's good. So of course if you're going too heavy with the first layer, you flatten out what tooth there is, I guess, and so you can't get that second layer to take. So I'm going pretty lightly now, and I'm doing kind of little almost circular sort of movements. That seems to be working better for me. I had a look online and saw some examples of the most amazing pieces that people have done with these pencils. So I'm going to carry on and do this with all the sort of spaghetti bits. Try and transition out to a grey for the shadow in my dish that I've got here, and the napkin's going to be more kind of blues. I think I'll go for a blue check again, and I'd like for the dish to look like one of those, you know, those white enamel dishes with the bright blue kind of rims and handles. I'd like it to look like that, and then I could bring in that biro. So I'll see. So I'm going to go through and do all the pasta bit now, and not make you sit and watch that, because I think that might be a bit deadly. And I'll come back when I'm ready to start on the shells. Okay, so I've been working on this for quite a while now, layering it up as much as I can to try and get more contrast. And yeah, I mean it's okay. It's not the colours I'd have chosen for this, but I'm much happier with it now, obviously, than I was with this disaster from yesterday. I'm sort of craving more darkness, more contrast, but I know that if I go in with this blue, is it going to be too much? And I certainly don't want it in amongst here, because it's blue food doesn't look appetising. I think I'm going to try though using the pen for the rim of the bowl to get that effect of that bright blue rim on an enamel dish. And I've still got the napkin and things to do yet as well. This is my attempt to draw the folds in the napkin, but folds in fabric I find quite challenging, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm kind of nearly there. I just feel like the whole thing is looking very washed out, and I don't think there's anything more I can do about that. That's just how it's going to be. I'm glad I gave it another go, but I am at a point now where I don't think, it doesn't matter how many times I layer over, I'm not going to get, it's not going to take any more. Yeah, so I'm going to be brave now and risk ruining the whole thing by putting this rim on here. Okay, I feel like I've done as much as I want to do on that. It looks a bit less insipid in real life than it does on the camera, but I still feel a bit disappointed that, you know, it's taken me a really long time. I've worked on this for quite a while now, and I still feel like it looks a bit lackluster, and I think it's just that it's not my kind of colour palette. That's all. It's just me, really. Like I said on my video yesterday, I've already seen some amazing pieces that other people have done with this box. So yeah, I've given it my best shot. I think during the course of doing this, I've been having a bit more of a think about where I'm going to go with this. I've got two choices. I might even do both, because I've got the one side and then I've got the other surfaces. One is to introduce some more colours and make this into kind of a food diary. I still like the idea of cutting into it a bit like I with this kind of, you know, cutting shapes into it here and there, cutting bits out and peeks through. And of course, where they've glued the two pages together, you've also got a pocket you can put things into. So I might introduce some little interactive elements in it just for fun. I also quite like the idea of just doodling, just doodling, and because of all the cutout elements, bits and pieces would show through, and the bits I cut out would affect where the doodles go. I don't know, just kind of got a vague idea in my head, so I might do that as well. I guess the next box ought to be here with us within, I don't know, a week or so. We'd start looking for it. So and I've got lots of other things as well, so I don't know how much time I've got to do much more of this. I'm happy. I've given it my best shot, and I've got nothing against the supplies. I just think it hasn't been one of my favourites because of the colours, I guess. Yeah, it's a very personal thing though, and I definitely will use all of these things. I will definitely use them all again, just not necessarily together. Okay, well that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.